one and I stand on that. You and me, babe, that's black on black. Black on black. Black on black.
William in Tennessee, welcome.
Hello, Karen. How are you?
I'm good.
Good. You know, I'm listening to Dr. Black. Dr. Black, how are you too?
What's going on, my good brother?
Particularly on what you just said about the black Jesus and the white Jesus.
Yeah.
But I live in Tennessee. I'm not from Tennessee, but I live in Tennessee.
Okay.
And I've lived here close to 20 years. I came here because I understood that the fight is here. I'm coming about us being black. I'm not coming. And one of the things we really need, and what we need to do, we cannot move forward if we're talking about unifying as a people. Most of our black people in America live in the South.
Mm-hmm.
I think I heard someone say that in Shelby County, the county I live in, which is where Memphis is, county I ran for a political office in, actually, this election. The voting was on a 1960-something level, so low. So I think what we're not noticing is not so much why did this one vote this way or that way. I think we need to realize that there's a large number of people that didn't vote.
Yes.
And we need to be wondering why that is. And I really wish I had the time. If you ever give me the time, Karen, I'll put together a PowerPoint presentation and explain to you point by point how I see our future in investing in the South. Because we can't move on as a people in America if we leave back the majority of our people.
You're not saying anything original, and I'm no disrespect. Right. You could do your PowerPoint presentation. Charles Blow did a whole book about it, and before that, there have been many iterations. I've talked about, strategically moving to certain places and have a reverse migration, and I've also talked about Mississippi and Texas being states that have so many black people. Louisiana, you should, and take that PowerPoint presentation and don't get it to me because I don't have time to read it, but execute it. Like if that's a plan, let's lead it. Don't dump it on somebody that's already doing a lot and make it happen. I'm so for that. But as we do this, have a plan for every aspect. To your point, Dr. Black, having an army. What does that look like? But what kind of stores do we need? I always think about Cuba, a nation that was rendered in, frozen in time in the 1950s. No new cars, nothing, no money, nothing, right? Just shut off from the world. But they have a 96% literacy rate, and they have some of the best doctors in the world. Every neighborhood has a doctor and a nurse that knows everybody's health outcomes. They're one of the healthiest and one of the most literate. How is that possible with no money and shut off from Western civilization? But there was a commitment to community there that we could duplicate here easily, even more so, right? I don't know. Dr. Black, what do you think?
Yes, we absolutely could. If we could get ourselves separated from and wake ourselves up from the dream of our turn at being the slave master. See, America's materialism is literally hypnotizing. American materialism is hypnotizing. And most of us are walking zombies. We will spend a lifetime working 18 hours a day to acquire things that you have no time to enjoy. It's the craziest thing. I mean, when you really think about it, it's the craziest thing, right? People, husbands working, wives working all day long, and the kids at the house. Because we want to provide for them. With 2 kids, you don't need 10,000 feet.
Kids don't care about all of that.
They don't even
that yard.
They don't care about that. I'm gonna tell you something that blew my mind. A man told me years ago, and I was trying to prove him wrong, and I couldn't. That's what really blew my mind. He said, "Tell me what you got for Christmas when you were 6 years old. You tell me." And I could not tell him. But what I could tell him is how hard my parents worked to get it. Something didn't add up. But now what I realize is, you know what I would have preferred, which Daddy and them didn't know? I would have preferred Daddy being at the house. I didn't need any of the gifts. I didn't need any of them. What I would have preferred is Daddy and Mama at the house with us watching cartoons together. That's what I would have preferred. But I didn't know it, and they didn't either. But we lived a life where we were trying to just acquire things and more things and more things and more things. And the really crazy thing is, in most instances, we got them.
You got all of the things.
We got them.
Wow. You know, as you're talking, the memories I have of my dad are, you know, him getting up, being tired all the time, but
all the time,
setting up the card table in the bedroom and teaching me at 7 how to play gin rummy, spades. He taught me pity pat, which was tunk, a version of tunk,
right,
which
yes,
he shouldn't have taught a 7-year-old that. But yeah, I remember that day like it was yesterday.
Yes.
In the midst of his busy, you know, he worked 18 hours a day. But
Right.
I remember this one day.
Yes.
Because
it was time with him.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
What a child wants is the parent's time. That's what a child wants.
And needs.
And
Because that's
needs.
how, I can't tell
That's
you.
the bonding. Absolutely.
Over Scrabble, which was a Sunday ritual for me for 20 years. Every Sunday I would go to while my mother was at church, my father and I would play Scrabble. Right. And I still have his book. He kept records. Right. So I think he was ahead two games on me when he passed. But that wasn't about the Scrabble. You know, it's where
right.
I learned who he was and where he got to see that I knew him and got to be vulnerable and safe in a place with his daughter where he can just be a man and talking to his daughter about life every Sunday.
That's
for
right.
20 plus years.
And this is how you know Christianity has missed the mark, because Christianity praises a savior who didn't want none of it. And we use that savior and that savior's name to get all of it.
Including nations.
We're not following Jesus. We're making Jesus follow us.